It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport, brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par, Nike Team, Just Do It, faites-le. Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport. Fox 40, celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veriburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada. And by Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U-Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Et par Saint-Hubert, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Played for the national championship, for the gold medal. Montreal won that game 8-0. Now, obviously, things are very different. These two teams actually played each other at Concordia very early on in the year in September at the Teresa Humes tournament. Montreal won that game by a score of 1-0, but UBC also beat Concordia in that same tournament 2-1. and Concordia was able to flip the script just yesterday. So you really never know what can happen.
Essentially, Alex, everything comes down to this moment, right? These two teams are prepared all season long. They, of course, wanted to play for gold, but here they are fighting for bronze, and they will take that as it is. UBC, their first time, the only time they've played for bronze, of course, they took it home in 2017, a 2-0 win over the Concordia Stingers. So it is anybody's game on the national stage. Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole will be back with more from this bronze medal game. You're watching the U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
Attaquante, la numéro 44, power number 44, Amélie Poiret-Lehoux. Défenseuse, la numéro 51, defense number 51, Kylian Nadeau. La gardienne partante, the starting goaltender, la numéro 30, number 30, Aude Racine. Voici maintenant l'alignement de départ pour les Thunderbirds. Now the starting lineup for the Thunderbirds.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
She advocates girl power and loves to sing in all circumstances. Mesdames, Messieurs, veuillez accueillir Mademoiselle Audrey Decaunes.
Ton histoire
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. This is the bronze medal game, and we are in for a treat. The number 5 seed, but the host Montreal Carabins, their fans packing Sepsum at the University of Montreal, and the number 2 seed UBC Thunderbirds, the Canada West champions, will be taking on these hosts. It's going to be a good matchup, but check this out. It is a different goaltender in net for UBC than we've seen the past 2 games. Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. Alex Cole, break it down. Kate Stewart, a 5th year, of course. This is her last chance to play.
Yeah, absolutely, and I like the decision by the head coach Graham Thomas to put in Kate Stewart. And Kate Stewart, her stats aren't so shabby. I mean, had played 11 games, 10 wins, 1 loss, has a great percentage, 1.52 goals against average, 92.5% save percentage. Sure, they're not the same numbers as Elise Hugens, but still a very competent goaltender in her own right, somebody who can steal a game for the Thunderbirds. And then on the other side, you have Aubrassin, and I mean, Aubrassin, all reliable for the Montreal Carabins. She's been in the goal all season long for that team, and you would expect her to be in the bronze medal game as well. So the Thunderbirds, they have a great goaltender tandem, and they're taking full advantage this afternoon.
Aubrassin, 35 saves on 38 shots throughout the 2 games leading to this bronze medal matchup. A .912 save percentage, 1.54 goals against average in the weekend so far. And we are getting set for the puck drop here. Bronze on the line, and we are off. Canada West with finalists in the bronze and in that gold medal game at 7, along with the RSEQ. We will see which division comes away with more medals, but either way, it has been a terrific weekend of fantastic hockey. And it's not going to slow down now. Emma Hall, another graduating player for UBC, played 12 games through the regular season on the ice now. Again, just a great honor for these players who've been such a pivotal part of the programs. And UBC putting on the pressure early here on the host Carabins. And when you're in the bronze medal game, you've won 1 and you've lost 1. You know what it takes to make something happen here. UBC has only played for 3rd place once, and they won that game. Let's see what they can do here now. Captain McKinnon, who has opened scoring for the Thunderbirds in both of their championship games so far. Out on the ice, wearing the C. And UBC's Kanisha Miswagon, keeping it in from the blue line. Jacqueline Fleming as well, one of the rookies, the future of the program, number 91, working on the line as well. And it's kept away quick by the Carabins as they switch up lines and the pressure mounts. Audrienne Veillette, who has been just a tremendous leader, especially offensively for the Carabins. 26 goals in 22 regular season games. And she's been part of a number of efforts here, and a shot quick, that's up high. Aubrassin watches it over her shoulder. Now set all the way back down deep into the UBC zone behind the net of Kate Stewart. It has been the Elise Hugens show for UBC throughout the playoffs. She helped the team get that Canada West title, their 2nd back-to-back. Not 2nd overall, just back-to-back for UBC. And we'll have a penalty coming here early.
Yeah, and that's going to be a body-checking penalty there on the Carabins right away. And UBC's power play, 4th best in the entire nation, 23.4%. But the penalty kill for Montreal, that's been one of their weak spots this year, 23rd in all of U Sports at 84.5%.
And through their 2 games in the tournament so far, the Carabins penalty kill has been 5 for 6. While UBC's power play has gone 2 for 12, considering how many opportunities they have been given. Special teams have really been the story throughout the championship bracket. We'll see how things fare here for UBC early on in this bronze medal game. Annalise Wong, she's touched the score sheet as well this weekend. And UBC will play this around the horn. Fired off and in! Annalise Wong! Open scoring for UBC.
And that was just such a great shot and a great setup on the power play there. Aubracine couldn't see a single thing. She had plenty of teammates in front of her, and just a great job creating the screen there by the Thunderbirds and getting a quick one early. And as we're gonna see the shot here, Wong ripping that one, and just a beautiful shot. Elliott was in front providing an amazing screen, and Aubracine just couldn't see it.
Annalise Wong already had 1 assist on the weekend and now adds a goal here in the bronze medal game. UBC up early, 1-0 on the host Carabins, but as we've seen a number of times this weekend, it's anybody's game on the national stage. And it was the host Montreal Carabins who had to get an upset in their quarterfinal, and they did to get here into the championship bracket. Faubert will getting close, trying to help Jean Picard, who's also recorded stats this weekend. Maya Baird putting on the speed far side as Etienne is trying to check the puck free. Jean Picard also providing some support for the Carabins, but Hannah Coral flying out of the bench, and Veillette will collect the puck. So the Carabins down early, but the crowd certainly more on their side. This is their home barn. They are very familiar with this ice. Put together 13 regular season wins here, but UBC, their home ice also their favorite. They put together an undefeated regular season on home ice. 14 wins at the Doug Mitchell Thunderbird Arena. And Maya Healy giving chase as the puck trickles towards Aubracine. She'll keep it playing, and Healy finds the boards instead. So the Carabins will keep play going, except stopped by McKinnon, and McKinnon and Pelletier already getting into it early. This is going to be a physical matchup between these two teams, as we've seen throughout many efforts. Kaylee Pepler will fire it down. And the Carabins playing back-to-back again. The hosts who qualified for their spot. They were the RSEQ finalists against the Concordia Stingers, the defending champs, who will be playing for gold yet again. But here comes Wong. She's got 1 goal already. Looking for that tip in from Emma Hall. Hall shaken off instead by Dando, one of the veteran players for the Carabins. No icing call there, so they'll go back to the play. Pepler again, that time looking for Fleming. And Cassidy Rhodes, another future star, already a star, I should say, of the Thunderbirds. Their rookie leading in goals, and another chance, getting in close to the net of Kate Stewart. She makes the saves in close. Kate Stewart's first tests of the championship of the postseason, in fact. Big shot off down the slot. Here in the bronze medal game, and UBC changing things up in their lineups and making sure the veterans get time to shine, including Kate Stewart, who did share regular season duties with second-year Elise Huggins. So Huggins likely will be back before we know it, if UBC can continue their elite-level play in Canada West. Now in close behind the net of Aubracine. Shanreed Bassey looking for Gaskell. Gaskell's been on fire for UBC. Defense provided by the Carabins, falling down, but standing tall still as they clear out the slot, or try to, back and forth. Sticks trying to get on the puck here. And they're able to skate away. Not quite, as Hannah Coral was looking to get going. Whistles at a premium so far. And Grace Elliott gets her stick on the puck. The crowd fired up here. Pepler looking for another long shot. Oh, and it could have been a little touch pass from Shanreed Bassey. She was in place. Now Gaskell. As the Carabins set up, positioning themselves for those blocks. They're a tough team to get by. And they're making home ice fairly hostile right now.
Yeah, and you know, UBC, they're really overwhelming the Carabins right now. The Carabins struggling to break out of their zone, and I really like the physicality and just the speed I'm seeing from the Thunderbirds so far.
And Mylène Lafèvre looking to meet the puck down on the far side. She saw plenty of success with the Carabins in their first quarterfinal win. It was a dominant performance over the 4th seed AUS champs, the Reds, but here come UBC firing it off, and Aubracin with a great save in the glove.
Yeah, absolutely. Aubracin making up for that last goal and just coming out to the top crease and other hand is something we've seen all throughout the regular season, and then especially in these championships. We saw yesterday a bunch of glove saves against the Cougars, and then we're going to see this shot on the screen, and just a great one. That was a quick release. It could have found itself in the back of the net, but Aubracin, just an elite netminder at this level.
And UBC maintaining that pressure in their offensive zone. Jacqueline Fleming skating around as Pepler finds it again. Oh, and a hand block. That one has got to hurt. But Justine Pelletier doing what she can for the Carabins to disrupt this pressure. Is it enough? Montreal just looking to clear the ice. Pepler keeps it in, but there'll be a call on that.
Yeah, it looks like a simple hand pass there. So UBC, though, they're swarming around. It feels like, you know, Kate Stewart only has had 2 shots so far in this game. They were some very good saves. They were on the same sequence. But other than that, the Carabins have really been unable to generate any sort of momentum. And the Thunderbirds, they're really stealing this first period. Something that we kind of saw a little bit against Concordia, where they dominated the first half of the game despite allowing the first goal. And
just the second team this tournament to make a change in net. Elise Hugin's taking them through the first 2 games. And now Kate Stewart being tested early on by Dando. I believe that was Joanie Garand, pardon me. And so UBC comes away with it after that save from Kate Stewart, a 5th year. She's been a tremendous part of the program as well. A 10-1 record in the regular season. It's nothing to be shy about. Finished with a 1.52 goals against average. That'll be an icing call. So just quickly on that note, talking about graduating players, of course, teams really want to respect the people who have built the program. So Kate Stewart is one, Emma Hall, Ireland Parrott, and Hannah Coral will be saying farewell to the UBC program, where on the Carabins side, Kali Kunek, who's been fantastic for the Carabins, along with Emily Renee Paquin and Brianne Dando. Still on the Carabins side of the ice. They get set up, and they test Aubracin again. An incredible goaltender in Aubracin. Now Miswagen keeping it in near side point to Captain McKinnon. She's open, scoring twice. Now Wong, who did it today, getting in close, and a scrum ensues. Of course, high-level performance is what U Sports is all about. And this weekend, the 2023 U Sports Men's Volleyball Championship is taking place in Hamilton, presented by Mikasa. You can find out more. Check usports.ca for game times and channels, and you can always catch every second of the action on CBC Sports.
And so a great sequence there by UBC, but I also like how Montreal was able to box out of the crease after their goaltender took a couple whacks. Shows great camaraderie between those teammates.
And again, UBC with an early 1-0 lead. A power play marker from Annalise Wong, her first goal of the game, helped by Sophia Gaskell and Joelle Fiala. And Gaskell, by the way, already putting together 2 goals, 1 assist, and getting that game winner, of course, in overtime to get them through to the semifinal. And now another chance coming in close to Aubracin. The Carabins defense getting tested early, but moving down quick, and now a chance. It's 1-on-1. Kate Stewart wins that battle. But Audrienne Veillette That is not a matchup you want to see coming down the ice when you're in net. And it was a moment the crowd certainly intensified here. This is the hometown Carabin barn, Sepsum, at the University of Montreal. And Audrienne Veillette will bat it back. McKinnon will keep it in. And now Ireland Parrott fires one off. Great stick side save by Aubracin. Watching the action now to her stick side along the far wall. The Carabins. It's Kate Stewart.
Yeah, and Kate Stewart just making the simple play there to freeze it up and gets the face-off. That'll probably be to her left. And, you know, the Carabins, that was an amazing chance earlier we saw from Audrienne Veillette. Somebody who scored 26 goals this year and somebody who actually missed time because of the FISU Winter Games. So to be able to score 26 goals in a short and regular season is just a phenomenal feat.
UBC wins the draw in their zone, but kept in from the point as the Carabins look to tie things up here. Not allowed too much momentum to shift, but they have mostly been on the defense so far as we cross the 10-minute mark of this first period. Hannah Coral settling it down, one of the veteran presence on UBC. Montreal looking to work around this. Justine Pelletier and Shanreed Bassey getting in close. No tip in from her pal Elliott though. And now the Carabins want to get going. Jade Picard connect, does not connect. She catches the post. That was a lucky bounce for UBC, as it feels like the Carabins are heating up. Now Kali Connect coming out, another veteran skater. She'll be leaving the Carabins program. One of the best. And she, again, another chance on Kate Stewart. That one goes high. Sophia Gaskell will slow it down to Bassey along the near side wall. Bassey moving around Amalie Poiré-Lehu, who won player of the game. And now another chance in close, but Aubracin reads that one.
Yeah, and Aubracin has already faced 8 shots so far. Is talking to the referee about any sort of potential problems with the other team, and she actually seems quite upset as she tossed the puck over there into open ice. But overall, a solid start for her despite giving up a goal. And then on the other side, I mean, Kate Stewart has made some great saves, but the Thunderbirds, they need to watch out for the straggling Carabin players. Twice now they've been caught with a man behind the D.
And so the Carabins win the draw in their own zone. Just as quickly, though, Annalise Wong, who got that power play marker to start things, she's certainly in a groove today. A player that's always all over the ice. You never know where to look when Wong is there. Now, Miss Wagon dropping it down deep as the Carabins look to meet it. Marie Thériault also on the ice. The Carabins trying to get in front of it. Fan on the puck there for the pass, but back into the neutral zone and relieving some of that pressure. Here's a chance. Poiré-Lehu, a little high, but touches Kate Stewart. And a great look for the Carabins as they shift momentum from one side of the ice to the other. And the Thunderbirds now feeling the pressure. Defense coming there from Captain Jessica Boulanger. And down to Veillette. Veillette, Etier setting up in the slot. Picard also in the way. No call there. And the puck continues in play. Carabin getting in close now to Kate Stewart in net. Final 7 minutes of the first period. And the crowd wants the equalizer. The hometown Carabin. Etier fighting for it alongside Captain Boulanger. But it's Captain McKinnon of UBC who comes away with it. Bassey along the near side, working for that pass to Fiala. Shift change, and away we go as the Carabins look to get clicking together. Jade Picard Thought she had cleared the puck, but it's back behind the net of Aubracine.
Yeah, and the Carabins now doing a better job of keeping the Thunderbirds out of their zone, although they're having a bit of a struggle trying to break out right now. Either way, though, the Carabins, they just need to keep pushing because they are getting good opportunities on Kate Stewart.
Mylène Lefebvre trying to check her way back into possession here. Might get it. Now the Carabins in close. Kali Kanek trying to come up on Mackenzie Cordick. Cordick winning that battle. Now shifted to Ireland Parrott back behind the net. Parrott up to Gaskell. Gaskell to Maya Baird. She's getting swarmed and plenty of pressure from Mylène Lefebvre on that one. Puck loose in the Carabin zone as we approach the final 5 minutes in this first period. Early on, a power play goal from Annalise Wong to get UBC up 1-0 so far in the bronze medal game. But Montreal just warming up, just ramping up, I should say. Everyone coming in firing on all cylinders. As rookie Cassidy Rhodes goes for the chase down. And we're getting a close look now at this one-on-one battle between Audrey Gervais. But UBC comes away with it. And Aubracine just watching this action all along the near wall. Sierra Laplante thought she'd get a good one-touch on it, couldn't. Carabin continue. And considering the defensive pressure they've been facing, or pressure on defense, I should say, Brian Dando, again, an outstanding athlete for the Carabins. 4 minutes left here in the first period. It's been so back and forth, shots on goal very limited between these two teams. That first goal by UBC coming on a power play. And now a chance again in close. But it'll be Etier who stops that from happening. And in low, McKinnon fires, that's up high. The home crowd loves it. And the Carabins, again, just hoping to keep away but maintain control as they chase the puck into their own zone again. Looking for the pass, coming in close. And Aubracine will stick it away. McKinnon from the point. And a bit of a bouncy puck to take it into the zone. Now Shanreet Bassi, it's felt like it's all just been working back and forth. The Carabins able to bring it back now into UBC territory. And the Carabins will have their first power play of the game.
Yeah, and a bit of an unnecessary penalty there after such a great offensive onslaught from UBC, and now they're giving the Carabins a chance to get right back into it. The Carabins, just like UBC, they have a very good power play, 6th in the nation at 22.1%, whereas the penalty kill percentage for UBC also 6th in the nation, 92.4%. So these special teams units really mirroring each other here.
And the Carabins have gone 3 for 5 over their 2 games so far on the weekend. Meanwhile, UBC 6 for 9 on their penalty kills throughout the tournament. Amélie Poiré-Lehoux taking some physical play right away. Nadeau settling it down. Now Poiré-Lehoux back to Nadeau. Fires it down the slot. A bit of a soft landing. Poiré-Lehoux keeps it in play for the Carabins. She's looking for Veillette. Veillette taking their time. Nadeau back to Veillette. Fires it just a smidge wide and back. As the Carabins take in their first power play of the game. UBC able to strike first on their first player advantage. We'll see if the Carabins can tie it up. The crowd loving it. This is, of course, their home barn. Here, Sepsim at the University of Montreal. And Laure Fontaine trying to get going here with the team. Joanie Garand weaving around. Garand coming up on Cassidy Rhodes. And this Thunderbird penalty kill unit has been well practiced during the season.
Yeah, absolutely, and the Thunderbirds doing a very solid job of keeping the Carabins at bay right now. The Carabins only 4 shots so far in this period to UBC's 8. And despite the lack of shots, Kate Stewart has done a good job of staying in this one.
And just a reminder that it is UBC with a 1-0 lead right now. They're on the penalty kill, 46 seconds to go there, but Montreal, they have been ramping up. That short-handed, and the chase is on deep. As Jean Picard looks to meet the challenge behind the Carabin net. 30 seconds to go on a Montreal power play. They're hoping to tie it before heading in to the locker room. Mylène Lefebvre getting in close. And out on the ice, Fontaine connect as well. And now Fontaine looking for Garand. And the final seconds of this power play winds down for the Carabins. Still in the offensive zone. Here comes Mackenzie Cordick. Fontaine fires it. And again, Fontaine will set it up along the point, looking for that tip in. Connect! Stopped again by Kate Stewart. As the seconds wind down here in the first period of the bronze medal game. And it's been high intensity from the get-go. Mackenzie Cordick just in the penalty box, trying to scoop away with it. Can't do it. Hannah Coral will settle it down. Final 20 seconds to go here. Lorraine Etier trying to get to Captain McKinnon, but Shanry Bassey looking for the feed to Grace. That ends up on the stick of Captain Boulanger. Back to Elliott. UBC swarming with 5 seconds to go here in the first period. And that's the buzzer. The intensity has been felt from puck drop to now. The only goal so far early on, 2:44 into this bronze medal game, scored by Annalise Wong on the power play, helped by Sophia Gaskell and Joelle Fiala, Alex.
Yeah, and what a great power play goal that was. Such great passing by the Thunderbirds, and then Wong with an incredible finish, going glove side on Aubrassin, who had a great rest of the first period. But overall, the Carabins just weren't able to really penetrate the zone enough to create scoring chances on Kate Stewart. And there were a couple times where they did get behind the Thunderbirds defenders, but each time Kate Stewart was right there to make the save.
We will head down ringside in just a moment to hear from Carabin captain Jessica Boulanger in just a moment, and we'll have an English recap to follow, so stay tuned as we head down now.
Hi. Hi.
À l'entrevue, Jessica, première période compliquée face aux Thunderbirds de UBC. Quelle est la stratégie là, pour les 40 prochaines minutes face à la plus grosse équipe au Canada?
Ben, c'est sûr, c'est de rester dans le game malgré tout. C'est pas la première fois qu'on perd par un but, fait que ça nous fait pas peur. Puis ben, c'est d'envoyer toutes les shots au net puis driver le goaler. Là.
Jessica, bon, vous avez accordé le premier but. Comme tu viens d'en parler, vous êtes habitué de jouer avec... Bon, vous êtes capable de revenir dans le match. Qu'est-ce qu'il va falloir faire pour percer la muraille de Kate Stewart d'ici la fin du match?
Ben, c'est sûr, ça va être de mettre un screen au net, qui est caché la vue, puis d'apporter nos shots en bas ou sur les pattes, puis qu'on prenne les retours. Je pense que c'est vraiment comme ça qu'on va l'avoir à l'usure.
Jessica, tu es la capitaine. Est-ce que tu prépares déjà un speech pour le premier entrant?
Ben, tu sais, c'est sûr que là, c'est facile de paniquer à 1-0, finale de bronze, sauf que je pense que ce que je veux dire à mes filles, c'est juste de rester calme, puis de continuer à jouer comme on joue. On est en masse capable d'aller chercher ça, puis je pense que toutes les filles le savent. Fait que c'est de juste leur rappeler ça, puis de garder notre jeu comme Isa nous a dit, là, respecter le plan de match. On est encore confiante de l'avoir.
Jessica, merci énormément pour ton temps. On sent la confiance, comme tu viens de le nommer, dans ton ton. On te souhaite la meilleure des chances pour les 40 prochaines minutes.
Merci, c'est gentil.
Merci beaucoup, Jessica. Donc, Isabelle, je te laisse traduire l'entrevue du mieux possible en anglais.
Yeah, so the captain of Montreal just saying, you know, they understand they got to get more traffic in front of Kate Stewart if they're going to score, but, you know, they've been behind in games before. What I liked the most is she was calm, and she knows that she's just going to tell her team to stay calm. There's a lot of pressure in a bronze medal game, but there's a ton of hockey left to play.
Bien, merci beaucoup, Isabelle.
And a big thank you to our very own Isabelle Germain providing that English translation for the chat with Carabin captain Jessica Boulanger heading to the locker room. Team trailing 1-0, but it's still early. That's just through 20 minutes. Shots on goal still very low. According to our official stats, UBC with a very slight edge, 6-5. We'll be back with more. Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. You're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
Get the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. This is the bronze medal game, and through 20 minutes, UBC Thunderbirds up 1-0 on the host Montreal Carabins as the teams vie for bronze. But that
The nominees for the Marion Hillard Award to the student who excels in hockey, academics, and community involvement are les candidats pour le prix Marion Hillard pour l'excellence dans le hockey, les études et l'engagement communautaire sont des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Ève Leblanc, Université St. Mary's University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Christina Coliza, Université McGill University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Olivia Giardetti, l'Université Toronto Metropolitain, Toronto Metropolitan University. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Tatum Amy, l'Université Mount Royal University. La lauréate du prix Marion Hillard pour l'engagement communautaire est, the winner of the Marion Hillard Award for Community Service is, Ève Leblanc, l'Université St. Mary's University.
This is the first intermission of the bronze medal game between the number 2 seed UBC Thunderbirds with a 1-0 lead right now over the 5 seed, the host, Montreal Carabins. We will see what happens through the next 40. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire, le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second. Chase the glory. Visez haut.
you too can celebrate each U Sports team's gold medal victory with your very own commemorative apparel. Listen sports. Fanballs, Carleton Ravens, and Guelph Griffins in track have been flocking to shop.usports.ca to purchase their piece of history. Well, on Monday, tomorrow, the championship collection from this championship will be available for purchase. But hurry, supplies will go fast on this limited time offer. That's the U Sports Championship Collection on sale at shop.usports.ca. And right now we are in the bronze medal game. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and it has been an interesting first 20 minutes to get things going. Intensity from puck drop all the way through. And the number 2 seed, the Canada West champion UBC Thunderbirds, cracking the scoreboard early on the power play. We've seen special teams be a big part of the story this weekend. That goal from Annalise Wong, helped by Sophia Gaskell and Joelle Fiala. But Alex, the Montreal Carabins, they were certainly getting some momentum on their side before heading into the locker room.
Yeah, you know, the Carabins, there were some opportunities. We saw Adrienne Veillette at one point sort of getting in behind the defenders at the blue line and had a breakaway, but then an amazing blocker saved by Kate Stewart on the backhand. And from there, the Carabins, they sort of were able to break into the Thunderbird zone on a few occasions, tried to set up in the slot. They were just unable to do so. But then on the other end of the ice, the Thunderbirds have really been dominant with their size, and despite their size, they're actually a very fast team, and they're really showing the Carabins that so far. They have great puck movement. They've got very solid discipline as well. And, you know, for the Carabins, it's definitely been a struggle to gain any sort of sustained momentum in this game.
And the officials taking the ice now, we certainly want to give them credit. Sienna Leffers, Shauna Neary, your referees, while Laura Gustakis and Jessica Chartrand are the lines persons for this bronze medal game. And this game, it really comes with two teams who've felt the highs and the lows. Of course, have to get through the quarterfinal round to get into the championship bracket. But a defeat in the semifinals brought them here, so they are playing to win, playing to take home some hardware. And that was a very quick snapshot, Alex, but I'll bring you back into it in just a moment. Shots on goal quite low for both sides. Our official staff showing UBC with a slight edge, 6-5. Face-off wins as well, a little bit for the T-Birds, 7-5. Also shows you how few whistles we've had in that first period. 1 for 1 on the power play for the Thunderbirds, 0 for 2 for Montreal.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the fans can appreciate just how fast-paced that first period really was without the whistles. It took maybe less than half an hour to get 20 minutes of hockey done, and that's basically 2 minutes for every minute of break. That's a very impressive time from both of these teams, and that just goes to show the speed, the discipline, and just how good they are. They're not constantly icing the puck. They're not, you know, making mistakes that continuously lead to whistles and break the flow of the play. This entire game has had a great flow to it, and I'm sure we're going to continue to see that over the course of the next 40 minutes.
Alex Cole providing great analysis. I'm Daniela Ponticelli. Thanks for joining us as we get set for the second period of the bronze medal game. Of course, goaltender switching side, Obracin in her net, but there, Kate Stewart feeling out her crease. The 5th year from Chilliwack, BC. A 10-1 record through the regular season and did not play throughout the postseason, but here she is, of course, one of the graduating players of the UBC Thunderbirds program. And UBC has been in a bronze medal game just once before, and it's one that they took home. So we'll see if they can repeat that for Canada West, that game coming in 2017.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for this UBC team, they're playing for pride. They're trying to get that bronze. And for the Carabins, they just want to win a medal on their home ice.
It certainly would be something. They have taken home hardware in a number of their appearances, as are SEQ representatives in the national tournament. And it'll be an offside early on. In fact, we'll just take a moment here. I heard the whistle again and thought, what is happening now? Well, This is the 4th time the Carabins are playing for a national bronze. They're 2 for 3. Most recently in 2019, it was a 2-1 win over another Canada West competitor, the University of Alberta Pandas. Their very first bronze came in 2015 with a 2-1 win over St. FX. But this is about today, and these two teams, two very different teams at that. Jacqueline Fleming now one of the rookies for UBC. Canada West competition will be quite tight, as it always is, but especially next year, Alex, as the 2024 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship will be held in Saskatoon. First time ever the U of S has those honors. And so that means the Canada West field, in order to get there, if you're not the Huskies, you've got to finish as champs. And you're looking at the back-to-back Canada West champs right now, taking on the RSEQ finalists in the Montreal Carabins. Again, the hosts who earned their spot despite getting a berth, of course, into the tournament. And that was something head coach Isabelle Leclerc was concerned about. She told me, you know, just making sure that the team still stayed hungry despite the fact that you know you're settled in. You're going to be playing hockey into March, as they are today in the very last day of the tournament. And now the Carabins. Laré, Poiré, Lehou right in front of the net, and coming up to meet there along the line, a big shot off by Dando. That bounces off the leg of Elliott. Again, right in front of the net of Kate Stewart. That one seemingly saved by Hannah Coral instead. Intercepted along the blue line. The Carabins maintain pressure along the far side wall, keeping that perimeter play, but Coral just trying to keep it away from Joanie Garand. That's way easier said than done. Gaskell will fire it off to Bassi. And Poiré Lehou looking for some support in the slot there. Nearly getting it from Mylène Lafèvre. Both of those women have put goals on the board this weekend. They're looking to get the equalizer. Coming in close. Pressure mostly now in the UBC zone, as the Carabin crowd also getting louder here on final Sunday. That one bounces off. Justine Pelletier was hoping to bring it in close. T-Birds redirect now off the far boards and slowly sailing towards Aubrassin. She'll play it quick, as Kaliane Nadeau was hoping to meet her there. Justine Pelletier fighting for it. Battle along the near side boards now. Bit of a stalemate as Nadeau trying to get her stick on it. Pelletier as well for the Carabins. Rhodes and Cordic though for the T-Birds. And Racine dialed in.
Yeah, an easy save there from the perimeter, and those are the saves that Aubrassin is always looking to make, or at least have her defenseman sort of push for her. You know, as a goaltender, when you're able to see the puck, it's on the outside, there's less of an angle, it's easier to save. But the Thunderbirds, that's their first shot of the period so far. They need to start pushing the pace here. They've been in a lot of close games throughout these championships, and I think they'd like to have a 2-goal lead at some point.
McKinnon now coming in close. Aubrassin's got it though off the shoulder. But back again, maintained pressure. Wong to Rhodes. Rhodes along the point. Looking for room. Aubrassin with a great kick save. The Carabin crowd responding. Wong trying to settle it down on the ice. Fleming as well out there. And Wong will bat it back as the Thunderbirds come in for a quick change. Grace Elliott stepping out. And the Carabins. Boulanger showing her leadership, but now chasing the puck down deep, and that'll be an offside call.
Yeah, and some solid play here from the Thunderbirds, obviously showcasing speed right now. They're able to break out of their zone, and their speed, I think, has really sort of caught the Carabins off guard so far, especially in the second period. The Thunderbirds, they're really keeping up their pace. We saw them lose their pace halfway through the game against Concordia, so now they need to find a way to play a full 60.
This is the bronze medal game right now. UBC with a 1-0 lead, and they're looking to add to it. But a penalty coming against the Thunderbirds. I was just about to say that first goal, Alex, of course, scored on a power play for the T-Birds, and now it'll be a chance for the Carabins.
Yeah, that's Grace Elliott, and she'll go for a body checking penalty. And it felt like that was a little bit of a accident in the middle of the ice where Elliott just kind of got caught up, and it looked worse than it actually was. We're going to see the play here as Fiala's trying to bring the play across, and then Elliott comes through and then sort of clips the Carabin player. And, you know, even though it's incidental, you have to call that.
So Montreal now has a chance on the player advantage just to shake things up. Poiré-Lehoux out on the ice again. Amélie getting that player of the game nod for her effort in the semi-final. Nadeau settling it back to Veillette up along the near side wall. And the first time they had a chance to get going on the power play, they couldn't quite get connected. And so now another chance for the Carabins to tie things up in this bronze medal game. There is something special about playing at home, and now the Carabins get going. Poiré-Lehoux just a little bit wide. There's battle in the near side boards, and now Nadeau. Back to Veillette. Nadeau fires it. Oh, catches the leg of Fiala. And what a hard shot. You could feel it. The Carabins, of course, wanting to tie it up, but here shorthanded. Annalise Wong will send it down. Allow those fresh legs to step out on the ice, including Mackenzie Cordick. Applying pressure to O'Brien. Veillette. Now Fontaine. Up to Knecht. Knecht. Settling down along the near side boards. Being pestered by Maya Baird, and Jacques Picard looking for some space. She'll tee it up for that tip-in, and it'll catch the foot of Captain McKinnon instead. 15 seconds left on this Montreal power play. And the Carabins still looking for that equalizer. Getting in close now to Kate Stewart. Back along the far side wall. Picard settling it down through the slot. Oh, and it's so close, but it's still behind the net. The other way. We're back to even strength. That's how quickly those 2 minutes went by on that Montreal power play. Now Cassidy Rhodes flying in close to Aubracin. Forced behind the net. Along the point, Miss Wagon to LaPlante. LaPlante. Bounce off the backboards. Mylène Lefebvre has been applying the pressure for the Carabins. And they'll look to Poiré-Lehoux for some support down deep. UBC will collect it instead. A big pass goes Wiley, and so the Carabins will meet the puck where it is. It'll be an icing call. Alex, the speed of this game, that's what we're seeing, a lot of these passes not connecting.
Yeah, it feels like the Carabins have been a little bit out of sorts with their passes. We did see an instance like that with the Thunderbirds, and I think it's just a case of this game starting to slow down a little bit. Obviously, it's a very intense weekend for both of these teams. They're in their third game. We saw it in the consolation game earlier, both St. FX and Toronto feeling that fatigue, and now Montreal and the Thunderbirds going through the same thing.
Of course, they're fighting for bronze. And they'll continue to do just that with just under 13 minutes to go in the second period. That 1-0 lead since early on in the first for UBC. As we fly through, and Shanreed Bassey taking a bit of a spill on the floor, but UBC maintains possession. Joelle Fiala sending it down before stepping onto the bench, and the pressure persists. Audrey Gervais with the coverage there for the Carabins. Misswagen. And a save by Obracin, but it's in for UBC. They connect on the rebound.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out with that goal. It was 2 shots on Obracin, and the third finds the twine, and a great job by Kordic to keep pressing the issue, and just like that, it's 2-0, and UBC finally has that coveted 2-goal lead, and they're going to try to hold on to this. Obviously, the Carabins have only been in a position like this once in the tournament. Although it was already at the end of the game against Mount Royal, it was a 3-1 empty netter. Now they actually have half of a game to try and come back from this.
And so here we are with UBC now with a 2-0 lead, and that goal, of course, coming even strength. Something that we haven't been able to say too much on the championship side of the bracket. So many of the goals coming on special teams. And so Mackenzie Kordic recording that goal for UBC. Cassidy Rose will try to fire one in again. And she was helped by Grace Elliott. And Elliott, a player who has taken 2 penalties in this game alone, so making up for it by helping out on that goal. And we'll reset it now. By the way, the men's hockey championship taking place too. Canada's best university men's hockey teams in Charlottetown for the 2023 Cavendish Farms University Cup Championship. The bronze medal game there already played, and UQTR taking home 3rd place, the bronze over UPEI. Right now, though, the women's hockey bronze game, UBC, the number 2 seed coming into this weekend, staying on the championship side of the bracket, while the Montreal Carabins had to get that upset, which they did in the quarterfinal over the AUS champs UNB Reds, to earn their way into this bracket. And so the Carabins knew that they would play on the final day. And it's been so fun to watch both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Carabins, I mean, what more can you say about them? Just an absolute juggernaut in the RSEQ, basically neck and neck with the Stingers all season long in terms of, you know, trying to win that title. And then on the other side, you have the Thunderbirds, who were absolutely dominant in Canada West, 24-2-2, undefeated at home. I mean, what more can you say about them?
And the Carabins will take it away after the draw. Looking to get on the board again. 2-0 is one thing. 2-1 suddenly feels very different. And there's still so much time left to go. We have seen only one game get tied up and head into overtime in this entire tournament. That being UBC's quarterfinal win over the Saint FX X-Women. And so we know teams playing with all their heart and soul. Here comes Fontaine, setting up for the Carabins, far side. Being pressed to the outside walls by Cassidy Rhodes, and now the other way. Sharp angle shot as the lines change, and Cassidy Rhodes again comes flying through with so much speed. That puck now bouncing to the near side corner. Annalise Wong, the opening goal scorer in this bronze medal game. The Carabins Etier now. Up to Boulanger. Boulanger getting by. She's beat to the puck by Fleming. Back to Wong, and it's a toss-up between the toes. McKinnon to Rhodes. Along the near side. Obracin will get her stick on it. Within the final 10 now of the second period, halfway through regulation. As Montreal picks up steam, Audrienne Veillette getting pestered by Kanisha Misswagen. It's enough to stop that run. UBC the other way. So much speed down the slot, and again now along the near side wall. Shanreed Bassey Looking for room, sweeping in, perhaps a wraparound. No, all the way over to the outer edge. Again, skating large circles, looking for Joel Fiala there on the pass. Kept in by McKinnon. Down deep to Bassi in front of the net. It was offside.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a ambitious play there by McKinnon, but either way, it didn't work out. And, you know, I think the Thunderbirds are very confident right now. The Carabins, after giving up that second goal, haven't responded the way you would hope them to. They seem to have lost a little bit of a step here, and I think it just goes to show how powerful this Thunderbirds team truly is.
And another moment, just like the one we saw over there. Again, these two teams are just fierce competitors through and through. And when we talk about appearances in nationals and what that all means, I mean, this is just the 5th appearance for the UBC Thunderbirds, but they have done so well. Their last medal of bronze in 2017, but earned silver in 2016. And there's a penalty coming now to maybe change things up in this game.
Yeah, and this is going to be a perfect opportunity to potentially come back in the game and cut the lead in half, as the referee's going to call the penalty here. And obviously that's going to be unfortunate for UBC, as Maya Beard is going to go to the box. And they've been good on the penalty kill so far. Montreal Carabins right now, they're 0 for 2. They haven't really been able to get anything going. But this is a team that can kind of flip their fortunes very quickly, so it'll be interesting to watch.
And so short-handed, we're able to at least throw the Carabins out of their zone for a few seconds. Poiré-Lehoux, though, one to watch always for the Carabins, especially on this power play. Montreal looking for a chance to cut that lead. For UBC, playing for bronze here. It's the second period, chance to shake things up. Kellyanne Nadeau. And a quick poke up by Annalise Wong. She'll just keep sending it down deep into the Carabin territory. 1:20 to go here on a Montreal power play. UBC up 2-0. And again, Carabin setting up Etier, chasing McKinnon. Poiré-Lehoux unable to maintain that pressure along the wall. They'll bring out another line, including Milan Lefebvre, who has been successful scoring goals this weekend for the Carabins, along with Poiré-Lehoux. Skating around, trying to shake it off. In fact, that's Jad Picard. Another tremendous helper for the Carabins. They wind up and it's high. Kate Stewart in net for UBC, another chance. Setting up Connect out there as well for the Carabins. Final 20 seconds of their power play to go. Jad Picard, soft touch to Fontaine. Lefebvre as well. Out on the line, wind up, looking for that pass. Still in play, final seconds though, and another good penalty kill for UBC as Captain McKinnon finds the puck and will try to send it down. Stop center though by Jad Picard. She'll fire it in. Back of the boards, maintains pressure though. Carabin hungry for that goal, their first in this bronze medal game. While UBC now, 6 minutes to go in the second. Want to keep that volume up on Aubracine, but that will get whistled down.
Yeah, high stick there. And you look at the Montreal Carabins on the power play, they've just really struggled. And looking at the shot totals in this period, 5 for UBC and only 2 for Montreal. So obviously for Kate Stewart, her first start of the entire playoffs, not just the championship round, hasn't had to do much in the net, has made some good saves, but overall just 7 shots faced.
And now we see Graham Thomas, head coach of UBC, just having some words with the officials. And a neutral zone draw just outside the Carabin zone. Shanreed Bassi coming in quick. Audrian Veillette, though, enough disruption. It glances off the net, so it'll get whistled as well.
Yeah, and so as I was saying, you know, the Thunderbirds have just been so good in this game, and they're really making it so that Kate Stewart doesn't see a lot of rubber. And, you know, on the other side, Aubrassin has made some great saves, but 2 goals on about 10 shots so far. It has been a difficult road. It's been very strong shots from the Thunderbirds.
And now comes the speed from the Carabins. They know their sense of urgency needs to start now. Their intensity has been up there. Little disrupted in the first period, but now heating up in the second. LaPlante for UBC, though, firing it towards past the goal line, I should say. As UBC gets their systems humming. Big shot from Misswagen. That one nearly bounces in. Likely not if you're looking from a different angle, but up high in the sky here in this broadcast booth. Certainly looks that way. Now down along the near side boards. 2 Carabins, 2 T-Birds, now 3 trying to dislodge the puck, but Audrian Veillette comes out with it, and she's just got to get by a T-Bird defender and up into the mesh off the toe of Kate Stewart.
Yeah, and that's probably the first shot that Kate Stewart has faced in about 10 minutes at this point, and it's a easy one at that one that you just deflect right up into the mesh, and that's exactly how you're taught to deflect those rebounds in goalie school. So, you know, just a solid game so far from Kate Stewart from the technical standpoint, and, you know, she's going to continue to look to finish strong.
And the Carabin crowd quite quiet right now in the second period. They know what's at stake. They'd love to see their team take bronze. Still plenty of time and still room on that scoreboard, of course. Just a 2-0 lead right now for UBC. Started early in the first, added to here in the second. Now Jean Picard. The Carabin defending. Moving down low in the slot. Picard again. Meeting up along the near side wall. Pelche, Poiré-Lehoux rather. Out on the ice too. Setting up in the neutral zone for that pass. Now Kordic coming in close. Fired down Main Street. Anna Coral looking for that support down deep. UBC can't capitalize. And the Carabin firing it up. The tempo a little bit different at this stage of the second period in this bronze medal game. The speed was off the charts to start. Now 3.5 minutes to go before heading back into the locker room. Jean-Reed Bassey will fire it. And it's wide, the crowd reacting to that. They know how close it was. Thunderbirds, a team that's traveled the furthest to get here. Physically traveled the furthest to get here. And Jean-Reed Bassey up along the far side wall. Gaskell with a soft fake, and Poiré-Lehoux coming away with it. Here's a chance for the Carabin. Coming in close. She stopped and into the net of Kate Stewart.
Yeah, and once again, the Carabins have a breakaway and they can't even get a shot on goal. And the way that defensive stop happened was textbook. Only got the puck, diving for it there. No penalty shot, obviously. Had it been a different way, maybe a couple seconds off the mark, then it would have been, but just a great defensive effort there from Sophia Gaskell, and that keeps one out of the net.
Sophia Gaskell has had herself a tournament so far, no matter what the outcome is today. 2 goals, now 2 assists after helping in that very first power play goal of the day for UBC. An offensive zone draw for the T-Birds, or rather defensive, and Stewart makes the save right away.
Yeah, Stewart was ready for that one at the top of her crease, and you know, that puck went right into the UBC crest on her jersey.
And so we'll try again from the same circle, just stick side of Kate Stewart. Captain Boulanger will take it for the Carabins. And of course, hoping to win it to get things going here just before the second intermission if they can. The Carabins have been close a few times. Shots on goal overall quite low between the two teams. Our official stats show actually a tie, 9 apiece right now. Of course, 2 have gone in for the T-Birds. Feeds up high just to get things moving. Etier. And the team's chasing the puck down. Veillette looking for that check. Can't get it. The Carabins back in the UBC zone. It'll be a neutral zone battle here as Cassidy Rhodes slides down and Brian Dando takes it up for the Carabins. Montreal's Connect catches Kate Stewart coming in close. She's had the best looks for the Carabins, even if they are few according to the stat sheet. And again, UBC's Maya Baird. Up to Wong. Wong chasing the puck down. Coverage from Justine Pelletier to disrupt that effort. And Wong to Kordic. 2 goal scorers so far in the bronze medal game. Coral back to Wong. No shot off there as the Carabins protect. We're heading now into the final minute of play for the second period of this bronze medal game. It'll be whistled.
Yeah, and you know, the Thunderbirds, this is the kind of game that they were hoping for, just in terms of after getting that second goal, the Carabins haven't been able to force the issue, and it just feels like the time is just ticking down methodically. You know, this game just stays between the blue lines. The Thunderbirds are going to come out on top, and they're happy to just play this kind of slow-paced game where you ping-pong the puck back and forth, and no one really gets any more scoring opportunities.
We knew it would be a close game. We knew these two competitors would put on a show. And the tempo has also changed, Alex, and we're now in the final minute. We'll get to that just before we head into the intermission. Just some of the things we've seen a little different in this 20 minutes to the first. But either way, it all comes down to the final 20 and what can be done for the Carabins. What can be done right now, possibly. The puck just trickles towards the net of Stewart. Again, a 5th year. Will be graduating from UBC. And a chance for the Carabins, close, but Hannah Coral with the block. And again, using some screens. Can't get by LaFontaine. Final 18 seconds here in the second. Nadeau. It's off. Stewart once again. Fiala to McKinnon. Nadeau trying to keep it in with her stick, but the puck will trickle into the Carabin territory with final seconds winding down. What an effort from the hometown Montreal. However, they headed to the locker room down 2-0. And it was a tremendous effort, but just not quite enough to get on the board, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the Carabins, they've had some breakaways, they've had some nice opportunities, just unable to get anything going on that respect. Right now on the screen, you can see Montreal 11 shots to UBC's 9. Face-offs in favor of Montreal. Power plays 0 for 4 for Montreal, 1 for 1 for the Thunderbirds. And it just goes to show that the Thunderbirds have played a better overall game. They're just more methodical on the ice. They're picking their spots better. They're making better passes, and they're just playing better defense. They're clogging up the neutral zone. They're making it extremely difficult for the Carabins to come back into this game. And hey, a 2-0 lead, that's not a lot. It's cliche, they say it all the time. The 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey, but we've seen so far at this tournament that it's pretty safe.
And we'll be heading down to the bench now for an interview with Annalise Wong.
Annalise, I got to know, how do you get ready for these games and how do you have so much energy?
Oh, sorry. I think just being with the ladies and hanging out with them and just having fun in the dressing room, keeping it loose, I think that's really where I get a lot of my energy from before the games.
You've been impressing a lot of people with your speed and hard forecheck. You get the first goal in today's game. Can you walk us through what you saw in that play? Soph, it was a great draw by Joe and just got it over to me by Soph, and then I heard Grace calling for it in front of the net and I didn't shoot it, and then luckily I got the puck back and I just let it go because Grace is usually a really great screen in front, and she took the goalie's eyes and just went in, I guess, yeah. 6-1's a little hard to look around, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
You got 20 minutes left on the clock. You guys have a good 2-0 lead.
Yeah.
What's going to be the message, you think, in the room from the captains and the coaching staff to bring home the bronze medal to BC?
I think just play with a lot of heart and play with a lot of respect for them. You know, they're a great team. They're the host city. We have a lot of respect for them and everything that they've done this year, and I think we just know that they're going to come out really hard, and we just have to keep pushing and also have respect for us and just not give up on the gas here and just keep pushing them.
Annalise Wong, you have impressed us tremendously with your forecheck. Keep skating, and best of luck in the third period.
Thank you.
Annalise Wong of UBC chatting with our very own Isabelle Germain. And UBC, the number 2 seed, right now leading 2-0 over the number 5 host Montreal Carabins. Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. We'll be back with more right here from the bronze medal game. You're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. Every year, U Sports presents a series of major honors to the top student athletes and coaches in each sport. Well, here are the nominees and the winner of the 2023 U Sports Fox 40 Coach of the Year Award.
Here are the nominees for the 2023 Fox 40 U Sports Women's Hockey Coach of the Year Award. Voici les candidats pour le prix de l'entraîneur de l'année Fox 40 U Sport. Des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Ben Berthiaume, Université Saint-FX University. Du réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Dominique Desmarais, Université Bishops University. Du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Vicky Sunahara, l'Université de Toronto, University of Toronto. Et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Howie Draper, l'Université de l'Alberta, University of Alberta. Le ou la lauréate du prix Fox 40 en tant que l'entraîneur de l'année est, the winner of the Fox 40 Coach of the Year Award is, Vicky Sunahara, l'Université de Toronto, University of Toronto.
And Vicky Sunahara's University of Toronto Varsity Blues taking 5th place in this year's U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Earlier today, a 4-0 win over the CNFX X-Women, the tournament's first shutout win. But right now, we're in the bronze medal game, and UBC Thunderbirds lead the Montreal Carabins 2-0. Through 40 minutes, that second goal coming in the second, just shy of 8 minutes, scored by Mackenzie Cordick. We'll be back with more. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching U Sports on CBC.
This season, catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliant. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University sport.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite. Of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais. Quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second. Chase the glory. Visez haut.
This period of U Sports on CBC is presented by. Cette période d'hockey universitaire vous est présentée par Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Welcome back to the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and we are set now for the third period in the bronze medal game. A quick snapshot, a slight adjustment on those shots on goal. Montreal credited with a slight edge on it, 11-9. Power plays, apparently the Carabins 0 for 4, of course, as they are scoreless right now on the power play, and 1 for 1 for UBC.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think special teams have been huge, right? The Thunderbirds, they capitalized on their only opportunity, and then you look at Montreal, they haven't capitalized on any of theirs, and, you know, they haven't been able to get that home crowd advantage. The crowd right now cheering them on, although they were very quiet in the second period, especially after that second Thunderbirds goal. And you look on your screen now, you see Kate Stewart didn't get to play any of the Canada West playoffs, didn't get to play the first 2 games of these national championships, but she is in her senior year. Head coach Graham Thomas wanted to give her the start, allow her to potentially win a bronze medal in her last game in a Thunderbirds jersey.
And something to be said about the 2-0 lead, Alex. UBC found themselves with a 2-0 lead in their quarterfinal, and the St. FX X-Women in the third period came back to tie it up and take it into overtime. The only overtime thus far of the weekend, which is something to be said about the Nationals. Overtime is usually just part of it, We'll see how it goes this time. So a 2-0 lead. Of course, we know it can be tenuous, especially when you come up against an opponent like the Montreal Carabins, led as they are by Isabelle Leclerc, as we get set for the final 20 in regulation. Puck drop for bronze, and Jade Picard will be the first to touch it. Kate Stewart with a quick play. And the Carabin crowd, quiet. They know what's at stake. They're trying to let their players get into a rhythm here. They'll support them. They'll have their back. The Montreal crowds have been outstanding, not only for the Carabins, but for the Concordia Stingers, who will be playing in the gold medal game at 7 o'clock tonight. Barré-Lehoux firing that one off, and I think Kanisha Miswagen felt that one. Thériault for the Carabins as well, out on the ice. Dando giving chase on the puck, but Kali Kunek out on. Here's a chance, Joanie Garan moving in quick, looking for a little feed there. Again, Kunek setting up in the slot down deep. Laurie Fontaine maintaining possession here for the Carabins. Mylène Lefebvre battling Joelle Fiala. And UBC will try to settle a different pace to start this period. It was all speed in the first, and for parts of the second, it'll be an offside call. But Alex, what do you make of this tempo? I know we're only just over a minute in here.
Yeah, you know, I think the Carabins are coming out with some decent energy right now. Their crowd was trying to energize them as they came out back onto the ice. And, you know, they want to get some sustained pressure in the Thunderbird zone, but the Thunderbirds, they can't collapse on their goaltender. They need to keep their foot on the pedal.
And so the battle will go into the near side boards in front of the UBC bench. Lefebvre with a shot on Stewart. It's in the glove.
Yeah, and that's a great save there by Stewart. And you look back to that second intermission interview with Annalise Wong, and what she said was, we have to respect our opponent. We cannot just, you know, take the foot off the pedal. We need to respect ourselves and just continue to play our game. And I think that's going to be very important for the Thunderbirds, because we saw the Carabins, when they played the Cougars, they were taking their foot off the gas a lot, and it allowed Montreal to come back into the game. Obviously, the Cougars found a way to win, but the Thunderbirds don't want to be in that same position.
Yeah, Cougars head coach Scott Rivet telling me that that second period in that quarterfinal, definitely not their best. Makes sense, and they did let the Carabins back into it, of course, winning that game in regulation 3-2. Now finding themselves in that gold medal tilt against defending champ Stingers, but here we are in the bronze medal matchup rather. And Brianne Dando doing Dando things for the Carabins to regain control. Big passes, looking to stretch the ice here. Getting close to Stewart. What an angle. She makes that save. Veillette, top scorer. She's hoping to help out and add to the board. Now the crowd is getting into it. The chants swelling. Either way, there's been a lot of blue in the building. And oddly enough, despite the fact that this is the Carabins home barn, they're in their own locker room. They stayed in the host hotel. And they also are technically the visitor in this game, being the lower seed. Now UBC coming close. Racine with a great save.
Yeah, and Aubracin is going to need to stand on her head for the next 20 minutes here, because at the end of the day, it's going to be on her to make sure that another goal isn't scored, allowing her team to get back into it, right? Just because you're down 2-0 doesn't mean, you know, it's over. You have to continue playing your game. As a goaltender, the next shot is always the one that matters the most.
Thériault winning that one for the Carabins in their own zone. They still have to do the work to bring it out along the near side wall. Bassi will bat it back. Kellyanne Nadeau, one of the great leaders for the Carabins. And a big shot. That was a wily one. Not necessarily intended for the net. Joel Fiala. Back to Bassi. Halfway along the boards. Carabin hoping to clear it out. Can't do it that time. Back to the drawing board for UBC. Bassi in close, and it's high. Carabin continue on. Still chasing a goal in this 2-0 game so far for UBC. 4 minutes into the third period. Plenty more control on the ice. We were seeing the speed getting the best of both these teams later into the second. Coming in close, Brian Dando. Far side now, Justine Pelletier weaving through, looking for that pass up to Etier. Hannah Coral instead comes sliding in using her edge work. Close in, and it's good! The Carabins crack the scoreboard.
Yeah, and the Thunderbirds just allowing the Carabins to be right in front there. Didn't pick up Justine Pelletier right in front of the net, and Kate Stewart didn't see it coming either, had to make a quick reaction, and unfortunately, when you have a Carabin player like that, right in the slot, right where goals are typically scored, you almost always are going to find it in the back of the net, as we see an amazing pass between the legs there from Lauriane Etier. That was a beautiful pass, didn't even see where it was going.
I was going to say all the credit to Etier on that one for that pass. Of course, executed by Justine Pelletier. Even strength at that, and the Carabins, just like that, cut the lead in half. And this bronze medal game certainly far from over here in the third period. The home crowd couldn't be more proud. The flags were waving. We've seen it all weekend long. And there is a good contingent of UBC fans in the crowd as well, of course. Just because you play in Vancouver doesn't mean you're from Vancouver, and so people from all across Canada here. Now another chance for the Carabins to tie things up. Driving in close, momentum definitely their way right now. Joanie Garan getting caught up. Sweeping in, Garan looking for that feed up to Nadeau. Nadeau. Back to Garan. And around the boards. Fontaine as well on the ice. Fontaine looking for that tip in, getting in close, but UBC defends that one in the slot. Captain McKinnon, in fact, taking a bit of a physical bump on that one. And the Carabins feeling good after getting on the board. Justine Pelletier helped by Lauriane Etier and Mylène Lefebvre. Again, another player we've been talking about all weekend. Cracked the scoreboard numerous times already in this tournament. And the Carabins, Etier coming in quick, trying to do the trick once again with some fancy stick work and footwork to make it happen. Bodies sliding all over the ice. Bassi slow to get up, collect her stick. The board battle still ongoing here. Jacques Picard unaware of all the antics on the ice. Now Joel Fiala steals it. As UBC finding themselves in their own zone more this period.
Yeah, and you know, Montreal right now, they have all the energy in the world. They have all the momentum, and it really feels like the ice is completely tilted in the Carabins' favor.
Still just over 13 minutes to go in the third period. But that Carabin goal, can't say enough about the overall energy just in this venue right now inside Sepsum, the home of the Carabins. It feels completely different. Something the crowd didn't like, sure, but here they come. Flying down fast, Gervais looking for Poiré-Lehu. Back to Gervais. And down deep near Kate Stewart, and it's loose, it's in! We're tied at 2 in the bronze medal game!
From a mile away, the Thunderbirds weren't doing anything to protect their goaltender, and Kate Stewart giving up a bad rebound there. The puck behind her, in sort of crooked in between her pads, and then the Carabins were able to just go in and scoop it into the net. And an unfortunate series of events there for UBC, but they had really stopped defending around the net. We saw that on the previous goal by Justine Pelletier, and now on this one as well. Just a comedy of errors here from the Thunderbirds as we see that goal from Jessica Boulanger.
The captain scores to tie things up here. The crowd electric. Mylène Lefebvre credited on the assist to Boulanger. That is her second just of today, adding to her overall tally. We'll bring all those stats once another stop and play happens, but right now things are just getting rolling for the host Montreal, the lower seed to UBC, the Canada West champions. UBC coming into this third period with that 2-0 lead, and now another chance, this one for the go-ahead. Can they get it? It's lost in the feet, but a good effort by Marie Thériault down the slot, and now the puck's loose, skimming the other way.
Yeah, and you know, this is the second 2-goal lead blown by the Thunderbirds in this championship.
And we'll take another look, getting in close. These chances now coming in spades, it feels, on the heels of that first goal. Etier again responsible for that incredible pass to connect with Justine Pelletier. And now Hannah Coral, perhaps looking for the difference maker herself. And the puck covered up. Now the last time the two teams, all right, we'll take a moment here. They're getting into some antics. Of course, bronze medal game. Tied at 2 here in the third. But Alex, the first time they found themselves in this position, 2-2, that was against the number 7 seed St. FX X-Women, coming in hot during that quarterfinal, the first of day 2. And then the other side of that is, it was the only game to go to overtime.
Yeah, and you know, 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in this one, and I think UDM has so much momentum that I wouldn't say this is guaranteed to go to overtime. The Carabins are really pressing, they're jonesing around the net right now, and I think they've successfully rattled UBC. We saw what was happening after the whistle there by Aubrassin, and I think the Thunderbirds, they've sort of been awoken in this third period after really just like falling off the gas.
So Mylène Lefebvre has added 2 assists now to her 2 goals previously. Those both on the power play in the quarterfinal against the 4th-ranked UNB Reds to get them into the championship bracket. And we'll see the puck just heading on over the bench there. So we'll reset in the neutral zone, tied at 2.
Yeah, and just a great third period of action here, and you came in to this third period thinking, wow, why isn't Montreal fighting back? They have no energy right now. And then they came out, and it was like something completely changed, and they've been a joy to watch so far in these first 9 minutes of the period, and it'll be interesting to see how this develops now. We got to look for the Thunderbirds to snap back at some point.
Well, I can only imagine what head coach Isabelle Leclerc had to say to her team to remind them of who they are and why they're here. They earned their place as the hosts. They didn't just use that berth. They were the RSEQ finalists. And now the Carabins again connecting along the far side wall. Wound up and deflected that time by Kate Stewart. Callie Kneck taking her chance before heading out. Now Audrienne Veillette, their top scorer through the regular season, out on the ice for the Carabins. Shanreed Bassey looking to meet the puck up there for a heady forecheck. Instead, UBC forced back into their own end. And could we see another play in the making here? That one intercepted by Bassey. Here comes Poiré-Lehoux getting in close. Boulanger. Now to Gervais. Gervais setting up fire and caught in the bodies of the traffic. Bassey. And the game, a physical one between these two great competitors. One from Canada West, the other from RSEQ, and it'll be the same in the gold medal game. One from each conference. We'll see how it goes. Fontaine trying to do A little semi-wraparound moment there to get the puck flung in. And a big one. Ripped from the point, deflected up. Annalise Wong kept her eye on it. She opened scoring in the game early on in the first, off a power play. The only power play goal of this game, all other three have been at even strength, and that's where we are right now. Tied at 2, the Carabins coming in close. UBC, Laplante. We talk about a tempo change in a game, and it seems like we're playing to the Montreal speed, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. The Carabins are the ones really forcing the issue here, but UBC, they're trying to clap back.
Gaskell winding up. She's one to watch right in front of the net now. Barrett, wide. Gaskell along the far side wall. She's the points leader in the competition, or in the tournament so far for UBC. Even helping out today on that very first power play goal. Now stuck along the near side wall, right along the blue line. It's a pile up of players. UBC will come away with it. Kordic looking for a pass. It's a little soft, so the Carabins will intercept, and that one too powerful. T.O. can't get her stick on it. Now Parrott, one of the graduating players for UBC. Heading back up the ice is Gaskell, putting on the speed. She's got to work her way around, can't stick handle out of that. Back behind the net of Obracin. Along the near side wall. Sticks everywhere, it seems. A physical game as Fiala gets in there with Kinect and Garon, but UBC come away with it this time. McKinnon as we wind down, final 8 minutes here in the third. Still tied at 2. UBC's Elliott circling around. And McKinnon finding themselves battling one another. We've said it before, it is a physical game out there for this bronze medal, and it's saved by Kate Stewart as some skaters end up flying in. We'll see how that's handled.
Yeah, absolutely. There as we saw Joanie Garin sort of falling to the ice, and you know, just like you can't count out the Carabins, you also can't count out the Thunderbirds. They did have a 2-goal lead in this game. It is still tied. It's not like the game is over for them. They can still flip things around. They just need to use their speed and use their size to their advantage. They're a much bigger team than the Carabins, and they can make sure that they can wear down the Carabins by just using the body and really using the boards.
It does come down to belief, and right now, the Carabins are riding a bit of a high. They're going to continue on here. 2 unanswered goals, looking for another to break this deadlock at 2 that started in this third period. It's Kanisha Misswagon without a stick. She'll try to use her skates before she goes to grab it now. Veillette right on the doorstep, looking for the wraparound, can't get it.
Yeah, and Misswagon there basically telling the Carabins player, just get out of the crease. You don't want that smoke right now, as obviously, you know, this has been a very chippy game, especially in the third period, with the frustrations kind of showing. You know, it's a bronze medal game. Both teams felt like they probably should be playing for gold tonight. Very close, and you know, they're just playing for pride, and they're trying to prove to themselves that they are the best team in Canada.
And it appears there's a timeout called by Graham Thomas of the Thunderbirds. A good, I believe, a timely timeout, I should say. And there's the crowd. A shot of it inside Sepsum, the home of the Montreal Carabins. Alex, you've spent time in this barn before.
Yeah, absolutely. Covering the Concordia Stingers, always been around Sepsum, watching their webcast, but also being in the building. And you know, it's always a fun atmosphere. It's one of the more interesting constructed arenas I've ever been in terms of their stands. The stands are only on one side, but there are a lot of arenas with 2-sided stands that don't have the same capacity as Sepsum. It's very steep. It's very high up. It's a great vantage point for the fans. It's a really fun place to watch a game from the seats. They have that vintage Montreal Forum vibe to them with the yellow and orange aesthetic. So a very cool arena to be in. Obviously, it's connected to a beautiful facility with a great football stadium, soccer stadium, really everything a school would need.
And of course, it's their team out on the ice here in this bronze medal game that able to tie it up here in the third period after going scoreless through 40 minutes. And now UBC, fresh off that timeout, again called by their own head coach, Graham Thomas. From the blue line, McKinnon. Looking for that shot, and that one just inches away. Kanisha Miswagon meeting the puck along the near side wall. Parrott back behind, just trying to fend off Milan Lefebvre, who again helped on both of those goals for Montreal. Miswagon looking to settle it down. I don't think either of these teams want this game to go into overtime if they can get it done right now. Just under 6 minutes to go. I know that might seem like an obvious thing to say, but when you have this much intensity, and it's felt that way since literal first puck drop.
Yeah, this has definitely been one of the games of the tournament so far. And, you know, we're 5 minutes and 49 seconds away from a potential second overtime of the entire tournament. And, you know, what better teams than UBC and the Carabins? Carabins are a home team. I can just imagine what the energy would be like if we do get an extra frame.
We'll see what can be done here in the remaining minutes in regulation. Hannah Cora along the near side right. That is an offside, yeah. Just a little bit of a falter on the stick.
Yeah, and if the referees aren't going to catch you, well, the opposing team's bench is definitely going to catch you. And, you know, the linesmen and the officials have been so spot on throughout the tournament, so a huge credit to them.
And we'll just readjust here very quickly. Coaching staff, of course, for the Carabins, Isabelle Leclerc, helped by a tremendous staff overall. And that's what it is for every single U Sports team here. And a great glove save by Obrasin, read that one down deep.
Yeah, and unfortunately for UBC, in terms of the shot department right now, that is only their second shot of the period. And that's kind of what we saw actually from Montreal in the second period, where they weren't able to get shots off. And now that script has been flipped. And, you know, credit to the Carabins for really turning things around.
It can all happen so quickly in hockey, and especially when you get to such a high stakes game like this. UBC just trying to get their stick on the puck here in the offensive zone. Annalise Wong nearly does it, but it's loose instead, rimmed around the back. Jade Picard looking for Veillette, and a big one from the point by McKinnon. Rhodes to McKinnon, looking for that space to Miswagon. Teeing it up, and it's wide. Obrasin did head in that direction, though. He read it well. And now a big chance for Poiré-Lehoux. Coming in close to Kate Stewart. And she can't tuck it away. Stewart comes out strong off that one-on-one. And now UBC perhaps emboldened by their goaltender. What was just done, as we're within the last 5 minutes of this bronze medal game in regulation anyhow. Down deep. Puck sent into the far corner. Shanreed Bassey providing some pressure. Puck off the wall. Now on the stick of Hannah Coral. Coral looking for that bounce pass to Fiala. Smothering defense by the Carabins. And just a quick save by Obrasin to maintain that 2-2 tie. Again, the Carabins have just been on it with the coverage this period. Now along the wall, Guérin in the mix there for the Carabins. CBC Sports is your home for the 2023 U Sports Women's Volleyball Championship presented by Mikasa, live from Vancouver. You can certainly watch the championship semifinals on the CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube channel. Check out usports.ca for game times and channels. Now back to this, the bronze medal game in the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Montreal host after tying things up here in the third. They were scoreless through 40 and then came out strong. UBC looking to break that deadlock. Madison Weeb out on the ice. Weeb down deep, now Miss Wagon. Looking for a chance in front of the net, they get it! The go-ahead for UBC!
And this is eerily similar to what we saw between the Carabins and the Cougars yesterday. Obviously, the Carabins were down 1-0 in that game, came back in the third period, and then late in the game, the Cougars were able to take the lead. And now we're seeing it with the Thunderbirds. They give up a 2-goal lead to the Carabins, and then they get a late goal to go up. And we see that play right there.
And it's Ireland Parrott, one of the graduating players at that. That's why the elation, not only for the go-ahead goal, but of course, to know that she made a difference in her very final game here as a Thunderbird. Out at center, still just over 3 minutes to go in regulation, and anything can happen. That was a big goal for UBC coming up against Obracin. And now Veillette nearly responding immediately, doing everything she could, Alex.
Yeah, and if anybody can get that tying goal for the Carabins here, it would be Adrienne Veillette, and it is far from over right now. There's still 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. The Carabins can pull their goaltender. They still have a timeout left. So these are all things to think about here as we play out these final seconds of the game.
Yeah, you got to wonder what was said, of course, in that UBC timeout that happened maybe just a couple minutes before that third goal. By the way, scored, of course, by Ireland Parrott, as we mentioned, but assisted by Kanisha Miswagon and Ryland McKinnon, their captain. The captain who opened scoring for UBC in the quarterfinal to get them into the championship bracket, and then also opened scoring in the semifinal to bring them here to this bronze medal game. And that's what's on the line with less than 3 to go here in regulation. A chance for the Carabins. And they got to make the most of their chances now in the T-Bird zone. Momentum on their side in this third period. Poiré-Lehoux with some physical play. As the Carabins looking to even things up here. Poiré-Lehoux along the far side wall into the top corner. UBC. Some difficult ice back behind the net of Kate Stewart. A number of players falling on their own steam. Now Adrienne Veillette digging in deep. The Carabins. Nadeau. Up to Etier. Etier looking for the pass. Now Picard, big shot. It's up and saved by Stewart. What a bounce. The crowd not liking something they saw. Oh, that's why. Empty net now. 6-on-5 for the Carabins. And a big shot down the slot. They know it's coming. They just got to maintain possession here. We've seen the empty net be dangerous for a number of teams in this tournament. But down by 1, a minute and a half to go here in regulation. 6 Carabins to 5 T-Birds. A shot by Nadeau, gloved by Stewart.
Great glove save there by Kate Stewart, staying cool, calm, and collected. She let in 2 goals in this period, could have easily gotten rattled, but since then has made some big saves to keep the game tied and then subsequently keep the lead for the Thunderbirds. And obviously this will be her last game as a T-Bird, so it would be a huge accomplishment as there's a timeout called by Montreal.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Alex, talking about sort of the tools at their disposal. They already pulled Obracin from the net, so that's in play, and now the coaches having a discussion about what to do in this final minute and some, with a chance to tie it up. 6-on-5 likely as they step out. They'll have that offensive zone draw in the left circle of the UBC zone. You can just see the puck lying there. And what a moment, what a thrilling third period to think the Carabins came in down 2-0. Of course, not a huge lead by any stretch in hockey, but in a game that it seemed so hard to get by Kate Stewart as it was, Alex. And here they are, possibly to tie it with bronze on the line. And the intensity has been here from the very first puck drop. It'll be Captain Jessica Boulanger taking it against the rookie Jacqueline Fleming. Carabin come away with it. Nadeau handling it along the blue line. Veillette. It's 6-on-5 with an empty net, and Wong battling along the near side, trying to switch gears past Veillette. Fiala getting her stick on the puck. And the Carabin, remember, 6-on-5, no goaltender, but now deep in their own end. They've got to move up quick. Final minute here in the bronze medal game. They've got to shoot to tie this one. Right now, Montreal knows what's at stake. 6-on-5. Poirier-Lehoux looking for that feed up to Boulanger. Boulanger back to Veillette. The experience on this ice. Nadeau looking to settle it to Picard. And a big shot that's deflected up. Within the last 40 seconds here, there's a stick up in the air. Not a difference maker right now. Nadeau to Picard. It's an offside. So with just under 30 seconds left, Alex, here we are.
Yeah, and the faceoff is going to be just outside the zone there, as Jessica Boulanger was way outside. And, you know, the Carabins, they're going to need to win the faceoff, and they're going to need to break the zone immediately. And I think what they're going to have to do is they're just going to have to dump it in, use their speed, and chase after it, and then set up that way. They have enough time to be able to pull that off. But the Thunderbirds, expect them to use their size to try to slow down the play as much as possible.
They've got some heavyweights out on the ice for the Carabins. They need this one. They come away with that neutral zone draw. Veillette needing patience, but in the dying seconds here, they've got to get one to tie it, to take this bronze game into extra minutes. Fire down the slot by Nadeau in front of the net of Stewart. She covers it up. 14 seconds even on the clock.
An amazing effort there by Kate Stewart to track that puck through traffic and then fight her way in her own crease to get her glove on it. That was just spectacular goaltending and, you know, doing everything she can to make sure this team gets bronze. But 14 seconds remaining, the face-off inside the Thunderbird zone. The Carabins still have a chance. Do not count them out.
And they'll just make sure all the net pegs are in place. You don't want to mess around with just 14 seconds left in regulation, Alex. And a 3-2 lead for the T-Birds. They came into this third period with a 2-0 lead. And the Carabins, with great momentum and pride, coming back strong. And now looking to fight for that tying shot. Obrasin on the bench, 6-on-5. Blocker side of Kate Stewart. Final 14 seconds to determine what will be made of this bronze medal game. Boulanger in the circle for the Carabins. And Picard looking for that chance to connect. Final seconds, final 5 in front of the net. And it'll be Wong who takes it away. She opens scoring for UBC. And the bronze medal is coming to Canada West.
Great effort by the Thunderbirds in this game. They gave up a 2-goal lead late in the third period, but they were able to get that goal. And just an amazing team effort. Kate Stewart getting the start, first of the playoffs. And what more can you say?
First of the playoffs, played 11 games for UBC this season. An incredible 10-1 record through the regular season, and now the 5th year gets a send-off one can only dream of in U Sports, where you get to come to the national stage and play for bronze, which they will now take home. It's the program's second bronze medal after winning it for the first time in 2017, the only other time they've ever played for bronze. And what an effort, though, by the Carabins to make that one of the most thrilling third periods of the entire tournament, tying it up at 2 and forcing the pressure all the way to the final buzzer. But it will be the best in Canada West, the champion, back-to-back in the conference, coming through with that bronze medal win after finishing 5th last year in the national tournament.
Yeah, and UBC, they have nothing to be ashamed of with that bronze. I mean, that is just an incredible feat. Obviously, there's so many teams in U Sports, so to be the third best team all year is truly something special. And, you know, we're going to see an amazing gold medal game later. The Concordia Stingers, who knocked off UBC, and then a Cinderella story in the Mount Royal Cougars. They were an 8th seed. But if you know anything about Canada West, you know, Mount Royal could definitely go toe-to-toe with any conference champion in U Sports. So it's going to be great. But speaking on this game here, I mean, the Carabins really put up a great effort for the home fans and came in as a 5th seed. You know, to be able to play for bronze as a home team, it doesn't always happen. And, you know, it's just a great effort from them. But UBC, I mean, they were special today.
And Alex, I mean, you couldn't have said it better. It's hard enough as a host to make sure that you've earned your spot in the tournament, because you get the berth, you know you're going to be in it. But Isabelle Leclerc, for all of her concerns or possible worries at the start of the season of will my team be hungry enough, they have proved just that, especially in the final 20 minutes of this game, that they wanted it no matter what. So they did technically earn their place here as an RSEQ finalist, and they certainly proved their strength out on the ice being here in this championship bracket. Again, the goals for UBC started with Annalise Wong, then Mackenzie Kordick, Ireland Parrott, though putting away that game winner, and it's got to feel good as one of the graduating players from UBC, and not just Ireland Parrott. We saw Kate Stewart, Emma Hall, and Hannah Coral. Ashley McFadden will also be graduating from the program, and she's here watching her team after going through some difficulties with her health last season. She played in the national tournament last year, and she's very proud of her team as well for winning bronze, coming through. A big part of actually preparing them. She was able to rejoin the team after being diagnosed with Lyme disease. She came back in January, so she has actually been helping the team prepare for a moment like this, Alex, and she couldn't be more proud as well. And of course, the Montreal Carabins are watching, and this is always the hardest part, right? You know you have to show that respect, but to watch the other team get their medals, and right now Kate Stewart getting credit as the Nike player of the game. Well deserved. Again, you said it best, Alex, a player who didn't play in the postseason, but given that distinguished honor to start in net in a bronze medal game, incredible.
Yeah, and probably the save percentage in this game. Didn't see a ton of shots from the Carabins, but made so many huge saves down the stretch to secure the bronze medal. So, you know, as a goaltender, your job is to win your team the game, and that's exactly what she did, especially in those last 2 minutes with the goalie pulled.
Meanwhile, over on the other side, Justine Pelletier. Well-deserved credit for her work with the Carabins, including that first goal just to get the ball rolling, helped by Lauriane Etier, and that assist, I think that will live on in my dreams for a while, Alex. It was just a thing of beauty, and Mylène Lefebvre, of course, helping as well in both of those goals just to get Montreal back into this, tied up at 2. And right now, unsure if you can see it on your screen, but the coaches are all taking time going down the line with the players and just saying congratulations and thanking them for everything that they've done. And again, this is such a big moment for both of these teams to know that their seasons went to the absolute end.
Yeah, and both of these teams, you know, they went down fighting to the very end. And, you know, for the Carabins, it's unfortunate that their season ends with 2 losses in a row. But, you know, the Thunderbirds, they get to end it with a win. And, you know, they got to play so many amazing teams this year, starting with St. FX and then also playing the Stingers. And, you know, one thing that they can, you know, sort of hold their heads high about is the fact that they beat the Cougars in the Canada West Championship. They won the Canada West Championship against a team that is now playing for gold tonight. And I think it just goes to show that when you're the class of your conference, sometimes you get lost in the fact that you play in a very good conference, and the UBC certainly does.
Couldn't have said it better. And right now, the public address announcer, of course, saying the names of everyone. I mean, they have put together tremendous seasons, back-to-back Canada West champions. And it'll be tough next season as the University of Saskatchewan hosts the U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. UBC taking home bronze. All the way back to the West Coast. They traveled the furthest here, and they'll now have a little extra baggage to take back with them on the flight early tomorrow to Vancouver.
See you at 7 p.m. o'clock as the Montreal Carabins take on the Montreal Stingers in the championship final. Rendez-vous à 7 heures ce soir à Montreal joueront contre les Stingers de l'Université de Concordia. Et la bonne applaudissement pour cette magnifique saison pour vos Carabins de l'Université de Montréal.
And the crowd, rightly so, cheering on the Carabins, who have put on an absolute show as the hosts. Again, you never know where you're going to be as the host team, what seed you'll end up getting, and they came in 5th, toppled the AUS champion, number 4 seed UNB Reds to get into this championship bracket. They knew they'd play for a medal, this time falling just short, but it's an experience that will always stay with them, and they have completely done themselves proud here. UBC on the other end of the ice now taking photos with their bronze medals. And Alex, it is just tremendous. Canada West certainly proud of their representatives, not only in this bronze game, but coming up on the gold side as well. But this is the 2nd year in a row where bronze is going back with Canada West, as the University of Saskatchewan Huskies took it last year. And so here we are, finishing up a bronze medal game that was a true fight to the finish, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Canada West, they were a great conference all season long. It felt like Canada West and the RSEQ were the class of the entire country, but the OUA was also very strong. You had teams like Nipissing and playing well. And then on the AUS side, St. FX and UNB had a lot of strength throughout the season. So it was there was a lot of parity throughout U Sports this entire season, and it was truly great to see. And then you look at all of these games, you didn't really see too many blowouts. Maybe 5-1 Concordia against Nipissing, a few 4-1 games, a 4-0 game in the consolation, but nothing crazy. We've seen tournaments before where you see 8-0 games in the quarterfinals. I remember a season where the McGill Martlets defeated St. Thomas 10-2 in a quarterfinal game. But we didn't see any blowouts like that this year, and I think that just speaks to really how great all the parity is.
It has been an absolute pleasure to call alongside you, Alex Cole. I am Daniela Ponticelli, and up next, the gold medal final, 7 p.m. Eastern, with the 3rd seed RSEQ champion Concordia Stingers taking on the number 8 seed who toppled the top seed early on, Mount Royal University Cougars out of Calgary. They've been climbing mountains to get here, and they'll certainly be fired up as they fight for gold in just their second ever Nationals appearance. Again, the final score for bronze, 3-2 for the UBC Thunderbirds out of Canada West. On behalf of Alex Cole and our entire U Sports on CBC crew, I am Daniela Ponticelli from Montreal. Goodbye.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.